to get the right job. So talk less. Then learn daily. It will not stop after this. You have to go on learning. Everyday learning. Every day, even after you've done more and more, there's more to do. Daily learning. Then these are the 6 habits of happy people. They are always happy if they do these things. Then next one. Help less fortunate. Associate yourself with some less fortunate. That will bring you sense of humility and gratitude. And take your arrogance away. Or self-pride. Or the pride in a way. Take away arrogance. It's very important. Then laugh more. You can all laugh more. And look at easy things and have a hearty laugh. Oh, ye bada hasta hai, bada acha. Haso. So the point is, and ignore nonsense. Just ignore nonsense. Oh, nonsense. Then ignore it. You don't have to absorb it. Ignore it. इधर से सुनो, इधर से बाहर. But don't keep it. और बड़ा बेवकूफ आदमी. वो होगा. मुझे नहीं फर्क पड़ता. So it's talking less. All these are the people. These are happy habits. If you talk less, if you don't show off, and if you learn daily, and learn daily what? Well, you besides your books, what else do you learn? It's very important. Help less fortunate, laugh more and ignore nonsense. Like 6 habits. Then, habits of top 1%. I believe you are that 1%. Now, what are your habits? Scheduling which you do, planning short and long-term goals which you need. This is the habits of top 1%. What are those? They schedule. They plan short and long-term goals. And of course, you all wake up early. If you sleep in time. Meditating is very, very important, and she has very well explained to you why must you meditate. It's to go back to yourself and keep raising your self-awareness as who am I. So very important part of the top 1%, meditate. Remember that. They won't tell you that they do, but they do. This is the one top person. Then they exercise daily. You can't skip it. Exercise daily. Find the time to exercise, whether it's bed yoga or lawn yoga. But some exercise you must have it as incorporated in yourself. Is exercising daily. Whether you go find time to go to gym or you swim or you play, find a way. What is the one exercise which you can do and make it integral with you? Then comes staying disconnected from phone. Ooh, that's so tough, isn't it? Isn't it? It's the toughest thing to do these days. But how do you disconnect if you want to be that 1%? Otherwise, you'll be probably part of 10%. If you can disconnect, 1%. If you can't, maybe 10%, 20% में जाओगे तो. First percent में नहीं आओगे. So you have to decide when you put this absolutely away and said, I don't know you. I don't know you for the next 3 hours. Just cool. Put it in a cold storage, put it in a frigidaire. Let it cool down, right? So, reading is very, very essential. As you move out, you are reading. But you are reading for a purpose, for examination. Read any book of self-help and self-growth and self-ideas, or a fiction or a non-fiction. Read something which stimulates your other part of the brain. So it's very important to choose different readings. You know, all these charts have come to you from my readings. When I read and I find something nice, I save it in my library and I do it for myself. But when instances come like this, the way it came on yours, I then go back to my library, that from my library, what would be of value to you that was value to me, and then its relevance. So remember, reading also means sometimes saving what you read so that you could revisit it and then go back to your... All of you should have a personal library of positive energy thoughts. So reading, living frugally. Moment you have big money coming in, angel funding coming in, live frugally. Not say, first immediately I get a beautiful car, a BMW. That was not your priority. Your priority should have been running your startup rather than going into a big car. So you can buy a low-cost car, but don't... See, many of the startups which I've studied, and I read a lot on entrepreneurship these days, is how did they spend their first 1 year, did they live frugally or did they live extravagantly? Did they prioritize their expenses or they had wrong priorities completely? So live frugally, saving to invest, finding good colleagues as employees, seeing things in long term, and listen to new ideas. Now, habits of top 1% is something which has come through lots of research. So if you follow these things, you will be at that top percent. So how many of you want to be at that 1%? How many? Not all? Not all? All? Wow. That these is one point of every area you need to practice with awareness. That this is what you want to be, but with total self-restraint and self-consciousness. Next. 8 leadership skills. Now I'm bringing you because you're all going to be leaders in your own way, whether in management or in governance or in business hereafter. These are your 8 leadership skills. You won't learn maybe, that's what this research said, may not read in business school, is servant leadership and not authoritarian leadership. It's a servant which serves rather than roots. So it's not a ruler leadership. Reading the room, where you understand, I'm trying to read the room, I'm reading you. Whether you're receiving it or not, I'm reading the room. Reading the room is very, very important when you work with as a leader, whether you're being received or not, whether it's relevant or not, whether it's of value to you or not, whether I'm imposing you or not. It's very, very important for leaders to understand, to learn to read the room. Mastering no. When you have the courage to say, how do you say no? That's where you have to learn. It's called vitamin N. Vitamin N is how to learn to say no. That's very, very important. Vitamin N. And then building relationships. Burnout prevention, very important. How do you prevent burnout? How do you ensure active listening? Personal branding is very important, how you do. No micromanagement. So I thought, learn these. If they're in management school, perfectly. Otherwise, these are very, very essential. I've led my police forces for the last 35 years. Most of these things were practiced without knowing it. Many of these things, when I became the Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry for 5 long years, how did I read the room? How did I read the politicians? How did I read the bureaucracy? How did I read the people? How did I read my own team? I knew nobody. I did not know the language. I had gone from Delhi to South, and they only speak Tamil there, and very few people did English. How did I handle that? It was all these practices, friends, which without knowing to be doing, I'm telling you exactly what had to be done to succeed there. So these are very important. That it was service, reading the room, saying the art of knowing, active listening, burnout prevention. How do you keep yourself inspired and motivated, keep innovating? Building relationships with people whom you know, and then winning them over hearts and minds. No micromanagement, but overall how do you manage, but without getting into little things. And then personal branding follows. Next. 10 things that require zero talent, for which you don't take an examination. It costs you no money. Why? Be prepared. We're here to prepare you. Be on time. Always remember, punctuality is critical. Thank you. You were all very punctual. You were here before time. Thank you very much. Thank you. Clap for yourself. So, be prepared. Be on time. Your work ethics is very critical. A lot of IITians are in the IAS and the IPS. How modest some of them are? Where did their ethics go? Where did their ethics go? I've dealt with many of them. Some came from business management and some came from IITs. But when it came to ethics, some were very brilliant and some let us down. Most of these the highest PWD works and engineering works are in your hands. Your profession. How honest is it? Where's the integrity in this UPSC, in these professions? Why? Because that is where it requires work ethics is very important. That can require things which can grow now. It's very, very important that you work it, but that requires zero talent. It doesn't need talent. It needs you as a person. Effort, doing extra, body language, being coachable, having energy, having passion, having attitude. This requires no talent. It doesn't need a JEE. It doesn't need an examination. It's just you. It requires, goes back to what Divya said, heightened awareness of who are you, why are you doing it, how should you do it, and are you doing it the right way? It's like constantly self-auditing. Very important that you audit yourself before you sleep. What has my day gone as? Could have I done better? And where is it that it could be improved upon? So friends, get things that require zero talent and zero examination, but it only requires self-awareness, self-discipline, and self-direction. Self-driven. All these are self-driven. If you don't have ethics, then you will have the country where, I won't mention the companies, where some have defaulted overseas and they are being put in saying recovered millions of dollars. Why? Because of the records, audits, accounts going wrong. So don't be in that category. Grow steadily, smartly, surely, and longly. Long. Don't go by shortcuts to make it fast forward. No, ethics is not fast forward. Ethics is a daily habit, daily to be lived. You cannot have holiday in these ethics. Honesty में कोई छुट्टी नहीं है. आज मैं कल तक ईमानदार था, आज मैं छुट्टी ले लूँ तो मैं खा लूँ. इन कुछ चीजों में कोई छुट्टी नहीं है. अच्छे खाने में भी कोई छुट्टी नहीं है. सारी अच्छी हैबिट्स में there is no holiday, friends. But your holiday becomes enjoyable when yesterday was ethical. Yesterday was good. So these are requiring no talent, zero talent. Next. So 30 skills to become unstoppable in your 30s. You are in this category. These are unstoppable habits. Communication, finance management, effective learning, motivation and self-discipline. These are unstoppable in your 30s. If you acquire this, if you acquire these, you'll be unstoppable and you'll rise very high wherever you are, however high you wish to go. So these are unstoppable habits. In communication is critical. How do you communicate? How do you have financial management? How do you have effective learning? How do you motivate how do you self-discipline? These are unstoppable in your 30s. If you find this now, because you're all heading towards 30s. And if you acquire these things now, friends, you will make great 40s. You're ready for 50s and you're ready for life. Next. 8 values you should never betray. As I told you, there's no holiday in these. What are the 8 values? Ownership, a sense of full responsibility. What you do, you're into engineering. Now it's a full responsibility. How do you lead your student life? How do you learn? How do you grow? It's your full responsibility, because remember, there's 1 crore a month a year the country spends on each one of you. Do you know this? Do you know this, friends? There's 1 crore of tax money. Are you all paying taxes? Are you paying taxes? Not yet. I am. So I'm paying for you. We are paying for you. Those who are earning are paying for you. We spend 1 crore of rupees to make you every year who you are. Be fully responsible. To give back this nation crores for others to be taught. Would you remember this price? And this money will keep going up. This crore is not going to go down. This is crore 1.25. Finance commission is shortly coming. Pay commission is shortly coming. It will go from 1 crore to further, because the salaries will go up. Costs will go up. The country taxpayers spend 1 crore every year. You may be paying a few lakhs. And that too is not your earned. It's from either the banks or it's from your parents' money. Parents are spending for you. Either the bank is also, by the way, public money. So remember, feel responsible. Ownership is taking full responsibility for results, problems, progress. Blame breaks, what is it, sir? Blame breaks, learn, teams, ownership. I can't read it from here. Ownership is being ownership of whatever you have, is being fully responsible. Today you're a student, tomorrow you may be an employee, tomorrow you may be an employer, whatever. Second, growth. A commitment to constant learning and growth. If that's your duty to do, there are no compromises in this. So values, you should never have a growth mindset, innovation, entrepreneurship. By the way, I want to ask you a question quickly, if you can raise your hands. How many of you know the list of the items or work the country imports besides oil? How many of you know what are the imported things coming into this country where a lot of foreign exchange is spent? How many of you know the list? How many of you know? How many of you know, besides oil, we all know it's imported. How many of you really know? Can you count out the list? Besides oil, we all know we are terrible, or we don't have the crude oil and etc. How many can you count? Can you count? Stand up. How many can you?
It goes on.
Tell me.
Actually, it goes on, ma'am, with like thousands of items or more, even crores. It goes on and goes on, ma'am.
What if you all knew it? What if you all knew what we are importing because of the heavy import bill this country is suffering from? How many of you knew it? And knew it from day one? Saying, I will make sure कि मैं इस चीज के लिए मेहनत करूंगा ताकि ये मैं create करूंगा. My startup will be on this, so that I can create this for my country. Should it not be part of, pardon my asking you, should it not be part of your syllabus? To say, pick up an item and start working from it day one, and the next 3-4 years you will produce that patent, you'll produce this product. You are 1,25,000 IITians every year. 1,25,000. How many patents do we produce? How many import substitutes do we produce? How many? 1 crore per student and 1.25 lakh IITians and 23 IIT. I'm also, by the way, an IIT. Friends, isn't it amazing that we don't know? And should we not choose our product? जैसे हम enter करें, admission करें, here's a list we should produce, give you the list. India imports this. Choose your product. You know, little thing, that day I went to buy from my swimming pool, some eye to block my ears from getting infected while swimming. It was imported. It was imported. I felt so ashamed. Can't we produce this? And it was Chinese product. Friends, 1.25 IITians knowing the things which we import, and they take upon themselves as groups, as friends, saying, we will work on a substitute of this product, and we will work on manufacturing it, not packing it, manufacturing it. Is this possible? I'm asking you. Friends, I'm asking you. Is it possible? She needs a mic, please. Yeah, good. No, you're not audible. Take the mic on your left.
Working? Yeah, it's working now. Okay, so there was this conversation between Vivekananda and one of those very big industrialists, and he was coming back on ship. So Tatas. So he said, this is a nail which is German made. And Vivekananda's response was, why can you not make it? So this is exactly the conversation that you're repeating here. And thank you so much for the reminder.
Thank you. So, friends, this is now our duty. You want Viksit Bharat? Yes. And you will all be there in 2047. I won't be there. You will suffer or you thoroughly enjoy. I won't be there, so glad. But if you're well, I'll watch you from top. Or if you are not doing well, I'll pull you out.